Bye.
From the Carter Brooksons, Hashanah Tova Umituka Uvriya, a good and sweet and healthy year to all of you.
Hi, everyone. Hashanah Tova from Seattle, from Mom and myself to Milwaukee. We wish you all a happy and sweet and healthy new year.
Absolutely, I agree. Every bit of it.
All right.
Wishing all Hashanah Tova, a happy, healthy, sweet new year.
On behalf of the Cosden Halpern family, we wish all of you Shana Tova Umetuka. May it be a sweet, healthy, happy, meaningful, good new year to all of you. May 5781 be a fantastic year, and may it improve all of our lives. Looking forward to seeing all of you soon.
On behalf of the Malmans, I hope that the year 5781 is a year of kindness, kindness for ourselves and kindness for each other.
And I pray that in the coming year, we spend more time with all of you and less time with our electronics and our video cameras. May it be a good year.
On behalf of the entire Hirsch of Health family, Toby and I would like to wish you all a very sweet new year.
On behalf of the Nankin family, I send peace, good health, happiness, safety, wishes for the coming year.
Wishing everyone a happy new year with good health and a renewal of spirit.
To our wonderful congregation, Deborah and I wish you a Shana Tova Umituka Uvriya, a happy, sweet, and healthy new year.
And again, to all of you, wherever you're joining us, as we come together this first day of the new year to welcome Rosh Hashanah, whether you're joining us on Zoom, where we get to see some of your faces, or on our stream, or Facebook Live or YouTube, we hope you're able to participate with us as best you can, and only wish we could be doing this in person, where we could sing together and greet and hug each other. And we'll do our best, as we did with the video hug and other ways, as we join together tonight. Because everything is so different this year, we decided we'd try to gather in a Rosh Hashanah Seder, which I'm learning about as you are. I had kind of heard of it from some of my Sephardic friends and never really participated. So this is as new for me as it is for many of you. We hope some of you had the chance to pick up your kits at the synagogue, and we know that many of you will be participating in the Seder. We've tried to incorporate some parts of our regular Friday night service, our regular Friday night, Shabbat Eve, and Rosh Hashanah service into our Seder also. And we look forward to sharing it with you, and we'll be able to see how long this goes. We're looking to finish in about an hour and 45 minutes. Those of you who'd like to have more of a feel of the traditional service can find other opportunities online. It's in your Emmanuel email, and there'll be many parts of previous services on the evening in the alternative opportunities for you. And there's also, if somehow you're not enjoying this through the few days, there's also our schmooze room where you can go and just talk to other congregants. So we've prepared some slides for our Seder. Many of you also picked up the packets, which have the slides in printed form, so you'll be able to follow along also in those. And so we're going to begin by turning to those slides. And again, with a welcome, as we turn to the next slide. We gather together today to experience the ancient custom of a Rosh Hashanah Seder. In fact, the connection between Rosh Hashanah, foods, and blessings has been around since Talmudic times, based on an early source which appears twice with one slight variation. Abaye said, "Now that you have said that an omen is a significant thing, a person should always be accustomed to seeing or to eating at the beginning of the year a gourd, green beans, leeks, beets, and dates." Based on the two different versions of the text, to see and to eat, two traditions have evolved. One in which those present at the Seder ate the symbolic foods, the other in which they merely pointed to the foods and recited the corresponding wishes. They didn't eat the foods. We're going to leave this up to you, whether you want to look at them or eat them, however you wish to do it. While the remnant of this practice among Ashkenazi Jews is the apple dipped in honey, the Rosh Hashanah Seder remains a common practice among Sephardic Jews. Tonight, we Jews here in Emmanuel, Milwaukee, we will see and we will eat, and we will share a number of contemporary additions. The types of food vary, as does the Seder, the order of the foods from region to region. But each food should be accompanied by wishes and blessings and hopes to move us to seek forgiveness and to perform mitzvot and good deeds as we enter the new year. Each food is known as a siman, a symbol or a sign, with the wishes based on its name or its taste or its shape. Even puns and word plays, which we'll talk about later on, have become common. And with each siman, we say, Yehi ratzon milfanecha, may it be God's will. And so the traditional Seder begins with a 13th century poem by Abraham Chazan Garandi, which declares, "Let the year end with all of its curses. Let the new year begin with all of its blessings." Even though we want all the many curses of this painful and difficult year to end, we have taken the liberty of adapting this poem, many of the traditional blessings, to express only our most hopeful wishes for the new year. We wanted to begin this birthday of the world with a joyful gathering in families and in congregational families. Tachel Shana Uvirchoteha, let the new year begin with all of its blessings. As we turn now to Margot Zimmerman, who will lead us in the lighting of our Rosh Hashanah and Shabbat candles.
The first mitzvah in the Torah is let there be light. So we are commanded, in everything you do, be a menorah, a bringer of light. Live with honor, act with integrity, do your work with passion, and the radiance of your deeds will live after you. May our ideals burn bright, forever unextinguished, and may we live our lives like the flames we kindle, always stretching upward, striving for the good, reaching for you.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner, shel Shabbat v'shel Yom Tov.
And we hope you've kindled your candles at home. As we continue this Shabbat Eve, also welcoming Shabbat, you'll find the words of Shalom Aleichem before you.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mimelech Malachei Amlachim Bakadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni leShalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem leshalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Melech malchei amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
So we take a few moments to ask God's blessings on those nearest and dearest to us, our partners, our husbands and wives, our children. If they are with you, that's wonderful. If they are distant from you, whatever technology you're using, reach out and offer them your blessings. You'll find the traditional words before you. Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach, Shana Tova. As we continue now, filling up our Kiddush cups with the fruit of the vine, be it wine or juice, as we turn to David and Sherry Blumberg to lead us in Kiddush and to welcome all of your faces.
There, no, unmute. Hello?
You have to hit it over there.
We did it. I think we did it. Okay. Good morning. Are we here? All right. Lift this cup for the year that is gone, for beloved wives and husbands, sisters and brothers, for loyal friends who grow more precious with each passing year, for this community which nourishes us all, for all we've learned and all we've struggled through, for challenges surmounted and disappointments met with courage. We lift life's cup and celebrate survival so that we may sanctify each day that is ours.
So many beautiful faces.
Take it all in.
So many radiant souls.
Take it all in.
Shining forth
the tenderness
into our hearts.
The humanity.
Look at those eyes.
The blessings of faces.
The smiles.
Arrayed before you.
The hopes and the fears.
Keep going.
The yearning, the given,
the
questioning, the compassion, given and received.
And the love.
ויהי ערב ויהי בוקר יום השישי, ויחולו השמיים והארץ, וכל צבאם, ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי, מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי, ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו, אשר ברא, אשר ברא, אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות.
סברי.
לחיים. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגפן Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher bachar banu mikol am ורוממנו מכל לשון וקידשנו במצוותיו ותיתן לנו אדוני אלוהינו באהבה את יום השבת הזה ואת יום הזיכרון הזה יום זיכרון תרועה באהבה מקרא קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים ודברך אמת וקיים לעד ברוך אתה אדוני מלך כל הארץ מקדש השבת מלך כל הארץ מקדש השבת מלך כל הארץ מקדש השבת וישראל ביום הזיכרון ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
As we now turn to our Seder plates, if you will, as we indicated in my letter to you, that there really is no specific order to put them on the plate. It's not like the Pesach Seder. And so our various plates will look differently. I've seen some of them in your pictures. And we're going to begin by looking at dates. And to do so, we turn to Ron and Nikki.
Dates, a wish for peace. Dates represent our wish for peace. The Hebrew word for date, tamar, is related to the word yidamu, which means end. We pray that hatred in the world will end and that the new year will be a year of peace.
Ratzon me fenecha Adonai Eloheinu Venu Atenu Mitenu Sheo Tamu Sone Veyanu. May it be your will, Adonai, our God, that this new year be a peaceful year for us and for all the world. Baruch atah Adonai Melech Leolam Borei Peri Haaretz. Blessed are you, eternal our God, who creates the fruit of the tree.
And having shared the blessing, you may also now eat as we watch the video before us.
Ojavo shalom aleinu. Ojavo shalom aleinu. Ojavo shalom aleinu. Ve'al kulam. Ojavo shalom aleinu, Ojavo shalom aleinu, Ojavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Ojavo shalom aleinu, Ojavo shalom aleinu, Ojavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Ojavo shalom aleinu, Ojavo shalom aleinu, Ojavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Ojavo shalom aleinu, Ojavo shalom aleinu, Ojavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Ojavo shalom aleinu, Ojavo shalom aleinu, Ojavo shalom aleinu le'al kulam. Ojavo shalom aleinu, Ojavo shalom aleinu, Ojavo shalom aleinu le'al kulam. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam. Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam, salam, salam. Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam, salam,
So we thank the cantor in 613. And we turn to the next food on our plate, to our pomegranates, as we turn to Andrea and Sam.
According to our tradition, the pomegranate has 613 seeds, which corresponds to the traditional number of mitzvot in the Torah. Eating a pomegranate on Rosh Hashanah reminds us of the importance of doing mitzvot in the coming year.
Sure. Yahai ratzon mele fanecha Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohim avotenu ve'amotenu shetam reba sichuyotinu ke rimon. Oh, sure. May it be your will, Adonai our God, that we be as full of good deeds as the pomegranate is full of seeds.
And as we continue, we have a beautiful song, Mitzvah Gorer Mitzvah. One mitzvah leads to another. Woohoo! But one sin can also lead to another. Uh-oh. To do a mitzvah, and to do this, is to be righteous, is very good. So please do the hand movements with me as we begin. Mitzvah goreret mitzvah. Woo! Avera goreret avera. Oh, mitzvah goreret mitzvah. Goreret mitzvah. Ya la 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 la. Mitzvah goreret mitzvah. Woo! Avera goreret avera. Oh, mitzvah goreret mitzvah. Goreret mitzvah. Ya la 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 la. Lihiyot tzadik. זה טוב. זה טוב. להיות צדיק זה מה זה? טוב מאוד. מצווה גוררת מצווה. עבירה גוררת עבירה. מצווה גוררת מצווה. גוררת מצווה. יא לה 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 לה.
So we want to share some of these questions with you for you to consider. And so, Andrea, Sam, would you like to share them with us? And if not, I'll be happy to share them. So are there Jewish rituals or concepts you would like to explore in the coming year? And what are some Jewish rituals you have heard about but never done? And what ritual or custom might you think of trying to incorporate in your life this year? So we continue with Tamar Kelber, who in her Elul reflection talked in a sense about this.
First, the reflection and accounting of the month of Elul felt far too heavy to undertake at this moment, when it feels like the world has turned upside down and the best we can hope for is to tread water. But in preparing this piece, I found some advice from Maimonides that has helped me reframe my perspective. Maimonides wrote, "Every human being should regard himself as if he were exactly balanced between innocence and guilt. Simultaneously, he should regard the world as being in the same place. It follows then that if he performs one good deed, he has weighted the scales in favor of both himself and the whole world, and thus brought about salvation for both himself and for all the inhabitants of the world." My immediate reaction to this idea was that the world needs a whole lot more than one good deed right now. But then again, one good deed may be all I have in me while I tread water through canceled summer camps, remote schooling, remote work, and just the general weight of the pandemic. And then I realized that when I have found space for one good deed, that good deed has made me feel so good, it's created room for others. Here's an example. I donated blood recently, and as I sat in the chair watching the process, I felt a calmness that I haven't felt in months. That calm came from knowing that this half hour of my day would help other people directly. I'm a lawyer. I'm not a first responder. I'm not an essential worker, and I'm not going to solve any of the world's problems. But none of that mattered to the person who needed a blood transfusion that I was able to provide. Maimonides' idea of one good deed also helps me in my Elul reflections about public citizenship. Whatever side of the fence we are on, the problems in the world around us compel us to be engaged public citizens and advocate for those who we believe will make the world a better place. But really, what kind of difference can I make to elections that are decided by thousands, if not millions of votes? Admit I rely on that thought too much, excusing myself from signing up for phone banks, disregarding fundraising emails, skipping the virtual rallies. But what if I think of the goal as not impacting an election, but as fulfilling my one good deed? Better yet, I could use my one good deed to help someone else fulfill theirs. Helping someone to register to vote, driving someone to the polls, restores my moment of zen from the blood donation chair. But more importantly, it helps that someone be a good citizen, to be engaged with the world around them, to feel like they're doing their part for democracy, and to feel like they want to do their next one good deed. So while I'm usually all for introspection and accounting, rather than providing you with a prompt to consider, I would like to challenge you to act. Find your one good deed. Others will follow, and when we come to Elul next year, we will find the world a better place because of it.
Thank you, Tamar. In the booklets that you got in your bags and kits yesterday at our drive-through at the synagogue, you'll find a number of slides that we're going to skip tonight. It talks about the four children. It's not the four children of Pesach. It's a little bit different. But we invite you perhaps during dinner or some other time to go through the four children and consider what each of them say. Maybe you even want to act it out during these days between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. And so we're going to continue now with the first toast, the Yom Teruah, the Day of Awakening. And to do that, we're turning to Dan and Nadine.
Our first toast is to Yom Truah, the day of reawakening. Truah, shouts the shofar, blasting the alarm buried in your soul. The shofar wakes us up and it amplifies our voices, making our prayers heard. Move in your body, stand in your power, and be loud. Together we raise a glass and make a toast to reawakening from Psalm 118. From the narrowness of distress, I called to God, and God answered me with the breath of divine relief. You have heard my voice. Do not shut your ear. Reflection question. When was I asleep in the past year? What do I want to be alerted to in the year to come?
The Hebrew word for gourd, kara, sounds like the Hebrew word kara, which means to tear or rend as well as proclaim. The traditional blessing asks that any bad decree be torn up and our merits be proclaimed. If we think of our merits as blessings, then this prayer can serve to remind us to count the many blessings in our life. Yehi ratzon lefonecha Adonai Eloheinu Elohai Avotenu ve'imotenu shitakra ro'a gazer dinenu v'yira ulefanecha zihu yotenu. May it be your will, Adonai, our God, that we be blessed with happiness.
And so you'll find your pumpkins are a little smaller this year, and you may enjoy eating them too. And so we want you to go ahead and count your blessings. Pick one that fills you with happiness, and then please share it using this formula. It's the blessing formula, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Thank you, God, for the blessing of. And we're going to give you a couple of moments either to share at home, or more likely if you would share it with all of us in the chat. What is it that you're thanking God for sharing? What particular blessing? So if you take a few moments, share some with us in the chat. Those of you who are on Zoom, those of you on Facebook Live can also share some there, because we'd like to see what kind of blessings you would like to share with us. Oh, these are such wonderful blessings. And may God bestow all of them in this year to come. And please continue sharing them with all of us as we turn now to the beets which you'll find on your plate, and we turn to Adam.
Beets, a wish for freedom. Yehai ratzon mil fanecha Adonai Eloheinu ve'el Ohai avotenu ve'imotenu ki mistaku oilenu umastinenu. May it be your will, Adonai our God, that our feet may beat a path to freedom. May you see the world each day with fresh eyes. May you always know day from night, true from false, wisdom from convenience. May your every step be on firm earth. May you see through illusion to reality. May you bring splendor and joy to all you touch. May you always know what it is to live in freedom. May you be a support to those who have fallen. May you guide those who wander, to return to their true path. May your needs be fulfilled. May you draw strength from your community. May you be a part of the splendor that crowns Israel. May you remember in whose image you are created. May you remember the joy of freedom, even in times of bondage. On life's path, may you never know weariness of body, mind, or spirit.
Thank you, Adam. As we're going to continue now with the second toast, Yom Hadin, the Day of Judgment, and we turn to Sandy Rusink.
Since the start of the month of Yule, 30 days ago, our internal calculators have been in overdrive. Cheshbon HaNefesh means an accounting of the soul, reflecting on a whole year of triumphs and mistakes and asking for forgiveness as we work to forgive others. We look backwards in order to move forward. Together, we make a toast to recommitment, judgment, justice, and transparency. Adapted from Rami M. Shapiro. Today, we stand before the mirror of all to see ourselves as we are. We come with no gifts, no bribes, no illusions, no excuses, no defenses. We come with error and needless pain, but also joy and remembered moments of love and right doing. Let us be bold enough to see, humble enough to feel, daring enough to turn and embrace the way of justice, mercy, and simplicity.
As we turn to the cantor for a special blessing.
This is a blessing to pursue justice. We say, we praise you, eternal God, Spirit of the universe, who has given us the opportunity to repair the world. Nai, 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 nai. Na 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 na. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, שנתן לנו הזדמנות לתקן את העולם. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
As we continue now, turning back to our Seder plates again. Yes, we are going to turn to the Lansings as we talk about, in our particular case, chives. Caitlin, Rich, Jody, are you there? Well, hopefully you'll join us and be able to step in. The Hebrew word for leeks or scallions, in our case, in particularly the chives, karti resembles the word yikartu, meaning cut off. The traditional prayer asks that our enemies be cut off. Jews from Persia tear the scallions and throw them behind their backs and over their shoulders. The wish to not have enemies may be interpreted as a desire to build friendships and community. Shikartu sonenu. May it be your will, eternal our God, that we be blessed with friendship. And so doing, the cantor will lead us.
הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, la la, ya la 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 la. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה לה לה, יא לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
So we decided not to put a head of a real fish on the plate or offer it to you. Some of you may have gotten one. So what you see is the picture of the fish, but on your plates, I think you got some Swedish fish. And so for our fish, we're going to turn to Larry.
Hi. The Seder calls for a fish or sheep's head to symbolize our wish to be heads, not tails, leaders, not stragglers. The sheep's head also served as a reminder of the ram that saved Isaac's life. We recite the story of the binding of Isaac on the second day of Rosh Hashanah. In lieu of the fish or sheep's head, we may use a head of lettuce or goldfish crackers. We will use Swedish fish to give us the strength to do our part to repair the world this year. Yiratzon milfanecha, Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Shenieh v'Rosh v'Lo l'Sanav. May it be your will, Adonai our God, that we will be heads and not tails, leaders instead of followers, and at the head of what is right and what is good in the year to come.
God of holiness, we hear your message. Justice, justice shall you pursue. God of freedom, we hear your charge. Proclaim liberty throughout the land. Inspire us through your teaching and commandments to love and uphold our precious democracy. Let every citizen take responsibility for the rights and freedoms we cherish. Let each of us be an advocate for justice, an activist for liberty, a defender of dignity. And let us champion the values that have made our nation a haven for the persecuted, a beacon of hope among the nations. May our actions reflect compassion for all people within our borders and abroad. May our leaders and officials embody the vision of our founders to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. We pray for courage and conscience as we aim to support our country's highest values and aspirations, the hard-won rights that define us as a people, the responsibilities that they entail. We pray for all who serve our country with selfless devotion, in peace and in war, from fields of battle to clinics and classrooms, from government to the grassroots, all those whose noble deeds and sacrifice benefit our nation and our world. We are grateful for the rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness that our founders ascribed to you, our Creator. We pray for their wisdom and moral strength, that they may be guardians of these rights for ourselves and for the sake of all people, now and forever. As together we all say, Amen. You'll also find on your Seder plates some beans. They should look like this, obviously. The Hebrew word for the bean is rubia. It comes from the Hebrew word yirbu, to multiply, to be plentiful. In our bounty, we should remember those who are less fortunate, and later on during our Seder, Carrie Silverstein will be talking about that also. As we now turn to our apples and honey. Margot.
Yehi Ratzon milfanecha Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu shetichadesh aleinu shana tova umetuka. May it be your will, Adonai our God, that New Year be as sweet as an apple dipped in honey. May the new year be filled with an abundance of blessings. May the new year be filled with love and peace. May the new year be a good year for us all. Shana Tova Umetuka.
So, take your apple, dip it into the honey. As we turn now to our third toast, and once again return to Sherry and David at the Blumbergs.
Up here.
Okay. So you're going to do the
We're
first
going to
one?
do the blessing here.
Okay, wait a minute. That's that?
What's on the screen, David? Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Rituals are the place where we blend memories, identities, and meaning. Rosh Hashanah is known as the Day of Remembrance, a monumental moment where we sit in the balance between past and future. We remember our ancestors and our actions as we reflect on what they have taught us.
We raise a glass.
Oh, glass.
And, and make a toast to remembrance with this quote from Abraham Joshua Heschel. The authentic individual is neither an end nor a beginning, but a link between ages, both memory and expectation. To us, recollection is a holy act. We sanctify the present by remembering the past. To us Jews, the essence of faith is memory. To believe is to remember. And then we lift up the challah.
Lift up the challah. Okay. And we say.
Oh, unless you want reflections first.
You can share the reflection questions if you want to, and then we can still lift up the chalot.
Okay. Where did I dedicate my time, energy, and resources in the past years? And who and what do I want to remember from the past year? It's wonderful. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Eternal God, ruler of the universe, bring forth bread from the earth.
Hopefully do this?
Yeah.
There's that.
B'tei avon.
Thank you.
So what's about to happen is kind of explained a little bit on the next slide. It is time for dinner. And what we're going to do for dinner is we're kind of inviting other people to your dinners, back and forth. We're going to do little breakup rooms so that we want you to be able to talk for 5 to 7 minutes a little bit to other people in the congregation. We're doing this randomly. And so in a moment, we'll break you up, and we want you to take a few moments to share your story, perhaps of what brought you to our congregation, what brought you to Emmanuel B'nai Yeshurun. You also might want to spend a little time sharing some puns on the chat or on Facebook Live. I can't remember the one that was up there on the screen. Andrew, you want to go back to the slide for a second? And, oh, this one. When a salad consisting of peas and thyme is placed on the table, say, may we merit peas in our time. And you should all groan. There are other ones you can share. I'll give you a couple of examples. If we were serving hearts of palm, you could say, may it be your will that whoever holds the hearts in the palms of our hands, take good care of them. Or what would you be serving for dinner on Rosh Hashanah night? Just ice and beets, because nothing beats just ice. you can be as creative as you want, share them, and if we see a really good one, yeah, maybe we'll do something special with it. So in just a moment, you can please start eating. We're going to break you up, and who knows who you're going to be sharing a little bit of dinner with. And then we will, oh, Andrew, what did we say? How much time we're going to have after we do the breakup here, the rooms?
About 7 minutes.
And then for dinner, we're going to interrupt you at some point during dinner too, near the end, so you have a little time to eat.
For those folks on Facebook Live, talk amongst yourselves, as you won't see much as we share here. Here we go. Hi, Margot. Oh, let me unmute you.
Oh, hi, Andrew. Sorry, I had somebody's iPad and nobody responding, so I'm back.
Oh, yeah.
That's all.
A few people did drop out. There were
Uh-huh.
originally 4 or 5 people, but I think some people dropped out because of
Okay.
the fear of breakout room.
Okay, I ran off. Almost missed my cue for the apples because my sister told me to turn on CNN.
I know.
Did you see that? Okay, I wasn't gonna sleep.
Yeah, no.
I know.
Susan told me. Julia texted me. Yeah. But don't worry, because there's no way they would put someone in so quickly because, let the will of the people do it via voting.
Yeah, I would think so.
No, I mean, I'm actually joking. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know.
Well, he should be focused. What we think should be isn't necessarily what's going to be, right? He should be focused on just what's the future election or whatever. So I don't know. We'll see. But I'm like, damn, couldn't wait a little longer. I mean, not.
Hey, she did like everything possible. I mean,
she did.
5-time cancer survivor.
Absolutely.
Pretty amazing lady.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Is Susan okay? I heard she's not.
Yeah, hi, Suze. She's home. She's doing okay now. Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, it turns out they don't know exactly what it was, but it wasn't anything serious. So
Okay.
she's resting up and
Good. Okay. So we'll make
yeah,
sure.
thanks so much.
Okay. Good.
Just the timing wasn't so good for being ready to light candles.
I understood. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure
Thank
she's
you so
okay.
much.
Yeah. And how are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm a little tired.
That's what I was going to ask you. Are you a little tired?
Yeah, it is Margot. Yeah, she's right here.
Susan.
It's just she and I.
That was nice of you to let me into chat with you. Maybe you didn't want any chatting time.
No. Here's Andrea.
Oh, hi, Andrea.
Hi, Andrea.
She's muted, I think. Hi, Susan. Glad you're doing better.
Thanks. I'm gonna get in PJs. Go get in bed.
Yeah. Good.
Here.
Sleep
Thank
well.
you very much for tonight.
Not a problem. Sleep well. Sleep well. Rich and Angie are talking. We can't.
Hi, everyone. Oh, you're muted. Sorry.
Those guys are muted. And
Yeah, no. Let me allow everyone to unmute. Oh,
I can say hi, Margot, and what a wonderful job you did on your reading.
Shortly after that. And so now we just added another generation. Shira's in Israel right now. So in any case, we were, I was definitely born, into Congregation Emmanuel, but then made a conscious choice as a young adult to reinvigorate those ties and bring a family into the picture. And I'm so glad I did. And it's been a real home for me and for my family.
Thank you, Mike. And we hope that this continues to be a home for all of you and a home and a sanctuary for many others in the years to come. So again, I don't want to stop any of you who might still be eating, but we're going to continue now with the fourth toast. It's the birthday of the world. And so we're going to go, I think this time, to Rich and Jody Lansing, or the Selbys. Now we see you. Hey, Dick, how are you? Rich? Good. So you guys are on for the fourth toast.
Like people, the universe has a birthday, and it falls on Rosh Hashanah. And like our birthdays, it's a moment for us to dwell in a moment of renewal and recreation. We open ourselves up and rewrite our stories and our aspirations for the next year as we share the gift we want to bring to the world in the year to come.
So, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, our God and God of our ancestors, may we know your blessings in the year 5781. Eternal One, bless us and the whole house of Israel with renewed life, happiness, and peace, comfort and courage, resilience and strength. May the words of our hearts be acceptable to you in the new year that stretches before us. We are forever grateful for the gift of life. And so, since this is a birthday, and we really wanted to be able to celebrate as a congregational family tonight, it seemed only appropriate that we have some birthday cake. And so, thanks very much to the efforts of Haley Rappaport. All of you should have received a globe cupcake. Are the Rappaports with us? Or Susan, how many cupcakes did she bake?
250.
Wow. And if my memory is right, the cupcake also came with a candle. And so if at your homes you want to take your cupcakes, stick the candle in. We're going to wish Happy 5781 to the world, and our cantor is going to lead us in singing.
And It just so happens that this particular Rosh Hashanah, we have two birthdays that are on the Zoom call right now. So we first want to say, and I'll ask if there are any more, but I know Bob Brasner is celebrating his birthday tomorrow, along with the birthday of the world. And Mike Grinker, our president, is celebrating his birthday on Sunday with the birthday of the world. So Mazel tov to both of you. Are there any others that maybe are celebrating a birthday? If you are, raise your hand and maybe Andrew will unmute you. But I know those two for sure. And so we sing to the birthday, to the world, and to Mike Grinker, and to Bob Brasner. Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, and many more.
You may blow out the candles, but Susan Cosden reminded me to remind all of the folks who are coming to the young children and their family service tomorrow morning at 9:15. You can blow out the candle, but don't eat the cupcake yet. It's going to be taking some part in the service tomorrow. But for the rest of you, enjoy tonight. And ultimately, of course, we want to give thanks to God for the food with which we have eaten, that we have shared together. And so in a moment, you'll find Birkat Hamazon in front of you as the cantor will lead us.
Shir Hamalot Beshuv Adonai et Shivat Zion Ayinu Kechomin Az Yemale Tzchok Pinu Shonenu Rina Az Yomru Vagoyim Higdil Adonai Lasoti Mele Higdil Adonai Lasoti Manu Hayinu Semechim Shuv Adonai et Shevitenu Kafikim Banegel Azorim Bedima Berina Yitzoru Haloch Yelechu Vacho Nose Meshech Hazara Bo Yavo Verina Nose Alumotav Chaverai Nevarech
Yad Olam.
Yad Olam. Birshut Chaverai Nevarech Eloheinu Shechanu Mishelo.
Baruch Eloheinu Shechanu Mishelo U'V'tuvo Chayinu.
Baruch Eloheinu Shechanu Mishelo U'V'tuvo Chayinu. Baruch Baruch Shemo. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam. Hazan et haolam kulo b'tuva mechen mechesed v'rachamim u'noten lechem lechol basar ki le'olam chasto u'b'tuva hagadol tamid lo chasar lanu v'yasar lanu mazon le'olam v'em bavo shemo hagadol zanu farnes lahakol ומתים לכל ומכין מזון לכל בריאותיו אשר ברא ברוך אתה אדוני חזן את הכל כך כתוב ואכלת ושבעת וברכת את אדוני אלוהיך על הארץ הטובה אשר נתן לך ברוך אתה אדוני על הארץ ועל המזון ובני ירושלים עיר הקודש במהרה בימינו ברוך אתה אדוני בונה ורחמיו ירושלים אמן. הרחמנו ישלח לנו את אליהו הנביא זכור לטוב הרחמן הוא ישלח לנו את אליהו הנביא זכור לטוב ויבשר לנו בשורות טובות ישועות ונחמות הרחמן, ינחילני יום שגולו שבת, ומנוחה לחיי העולמים.
אמן.
הרחמן, ינחילני יום שגולו טוב.
אמן.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום. לה לה ילה ילה לה 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 ילה ילה לה 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 היי ילה לה 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 ילה לה 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 ילה לה 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 ילה yalla la 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 yalla yalla la yalla la 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 yalla la 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 la. So are the Burns? I think the Burns are here, right? I saw Burn Escobar. If we can turn your camera on for a moment. Let's see if they're here. Any of your children there in the room? Can you unmute for a second? See if we can unmute you. Let's see. Anybody? Any of your children there?
Lena is.
Lena. Hi, Lena. Hi, Lena. We say Shana Tova to wish you a happy New Year. What's the last letter, the Hebrew letter of the word Shana? Do you know?
Oh, Shana.
The last Hebrew letter.
Hey.
Hey, ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Thank you, Lena, for telling us that.
And we wanted then to have some of the members of our children's choir share those same words with us that we peeked at for a moment when Lena came up with the hey. There they are, and in a moment, there will be the kids.
And our thanks to Scott Finch for helping to produce this video and all the children who participated.
And to all of you, a good and sweet, and for all of us, a healthy year. We will see you tomorrow morning, beginning at 9:15. There are, of course, the options, the opportunities, the more, some of the highlights of our regular Rosh Hashanah Eve service, which will be going on a separate Zoom room. And tomorrow, of course, throughout the day, beginning at 9:15, then our morning service at 10:30. We'll be gathering again in the afternoon at 1:30 with Rabbi Borowski, who will be learning and discussing the full Torah portion. We'll only be reading parts of the Torah and Haftarah. And then, of course, on Sunday, our service at 10:30 in the morning, followed by Rabbi Don Rossoff, leading us in a discussion and study at 1:30 with the Torah portion and Haftarah for that day, followed by Slichot at 3:30. And then, of course, there are a few things going on next week, too, with the drive-in service on next Friday night. Susan Cosman wanted me to remind everyone about the bedtime story tomorrow night. And we hope to see all of you online. The cantor, before we turn to the cantor, there are lots of thank yous to make. I'm hesitant to share any now because I'm going to forget so many. But without so many of you, Yesterday wouldn't have been possible. Today wouldn't have been possible. And we're going to try to thank everybody at Yom Kippur, and we hope we'll be able to get everyone in. Cantor.
I just wanted to remind everyone tonight too. I think you mentioned it, but I was responding to or looking at something else. But tonight at 8:00 we have. Did you mention that, Rabbi? Musical highlights of. Yeah, musical highlights tonight. You can just, was it stay on this Zoom?
It'll be on this, yeah, it'll be on this Zoom.
It'll be on this Zoom. So you can
Yeah.
stay on or you can leave
Just
and come
call
back.
back in, yeah, call back in.
So
And Andrew, is the schmooze room open just consistently till what time?
Until the end of the musical highlights. So people can go in anytime.
So if you just want to sit and schmooze with other congregants, feel free to go into the schmooze room and talk.
And also I did neglect, she's not on the call, but Mike Grinker shares a birthday with on the same date, a couple of years, 6 years apart. But Kat Grinker also, it's her birthday today as well. So on Sunday. So it's her birthday on Sunday. So again, hearty mazel tov to both of them who share the same birth date. So.
And it was wonderful seeing all of your faces. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Shana
Shana